Welcome to the Advancement Center, and welcome to the world, your world of magic and miracles, where we are gathered together once again on our ever expanding, elevated platform of living, which spans every time zone and beyond, and was magically constructed by Robert and Simeon. I call out to everyone as family. By now, you must realize the importance of your presence as the charter members of this emerging industry called magic and miracles. And as charter members with firsthand information, we cannot help but be the bearer of good news and good times that are coming via Swisindo. And so much more. Well, that disappeared. Our advanced intelligence is opening our vision. Your advanced intelligence is what brought you to this broadcast. It was very exciting around here before I sat down because we had a visitor, a 4-foot long snake. And I think that was a wonderful omen. And Robert took care of it. So if he comes back and I look a little surprised, you'll know what's going on. On Wednesday, July 11th, everyone knew that Simeon had just transmitted his final broadcast. 2 days later, on Friday, without a broadcast to be preparing for, I was sitting out here writing in my journal when Robert said, "There will be a broadcast this Sunday." Really? And you are going to be speaking. Oh, on behalf of the Advancement Center's new financial division. Wow. Now, that's pretty exciting. Because as a diplomat of the UN Swisindo multinational organization, I am here to bring the financial freedom that we all have known about into the physical. Now, Swisindo has been the finest vehicle for me to take care of our universal family. Swisindo will provide all basic needs to everyone on the planet. So when you download the voucher, and I keep showing this to you because we have new people on the call, and it looks like this. You go to swisindo.news and download an M1 voucher. And this will take care of basic needs for every man, woman, and child. Adults get $1,200 a month for their lifetime, and from kindergarten to the age of 17, every child gets $600 a month until they're adults. So that's one thing you can download, but if you scroll down a little bit lower, you'll find the Debt Burden Relief Certificate. Download that one too, and I'll explain that to you at some later date when the banks are ready to receive and acknowledge and eliminate all your debts from before 2016. That's good news. So if you'd like to know more, I went into detail about Swisindo on the July 15th recording, and it's still available. Now, several of our family have expressed interest, and 2 have been accepted into my ministry, the National and International Ministry of Humanitarian Assistance. That's Vidi and Christina. I am the director of the Health and Well-Being Ministry, and There are many, many ministries to fit all the gifts people have come in to offer. And with that, I feel a great pride. And I just would like to share something that Vidi wrote. And she has become my beloved colleague. She calls this the secret of Swisindo. I wondered how we could get from receiving a basic income to being free to love. Then I saw the secret of Swisindo. We have been living with the illusion of a ceiling over our heads. You know, the glass one being what is called hope. Barbara said to me that it is not about money. It is abundance. In order to receive Swisindo, we have to move to the elevated platform to see the abundance. This makes me smile. It makes me smile too, Vidi. Thank you so much. And with Vidi, we brainstorm all the things that could be happening because of Swisindo and our involvement in it. And a big, big topic is homelessness. And then that grew into how we can help the homeless people. But then all of a sudden, it became very, very clear that home is very special. And your advanced intelligence has brought you home. But did you ever think that there's homelessness, not only physical, but mental and psychological and spiritual? So what we are providing is home as we have always known it to be, where we can feel free. And there's nothing more important. Well, I'm throwing these papers down. Feeling tethered to only speak of financial matters, I said to Robert, I feel a little tethered. And he said, oh, Barbara, there is so much more. The freedom to express what you really want to express is the lubricant of life. Robert wrote that this past week. And I might share if we have time. My life began when I met Robert in Australia on a Saturday in January of 2009. That day, Robert told me that the most important word is flow. This week, Robert wrote those words. Once you enter the flow, you will allow the energies to flow into your world and supply everything you need for your body and the operations associated with your everyday life. This includes the future and all that it is about to bring. There is nothing in the words that can be directly associated with these phenomena, but this phenomena. But the flow is unique, and it can cross all barriers to produce what has never been experienced before. On this day, you will bring into your life many of the phenomena that you have been imaging in your advanced state for so many years, and there will be a clear recognition of each and every event as it appears in your reality in the physical world. Now, let's see. There's a lot. And ever since, it has held me in a new place. Every experience up to my meeting Robert shaped and formed and colored my existence and was called successful. A therapist, a hospital administrator, a choir member, a mother, a grandmother, all of those. Any reference to this past soon seemed to fade. The joy of the contrast was in being married to Robert. The old programs that are held in the field of the physical body and gradually being flushed from each person's system and not being replaced by anything, he wrote. And that is exactly what happened to me. Freedom is inherent in each person, and it comes to the surface in a random manner, and it cannot be suppressed. I soon learned the importance of following my spirit. I had witnessed my son at the age of 6, and he would just stand still and watch. Now I know it was following his spirit. At the age of 16, we were taking a walk around the block, and he was on his bike and I was walking next to him. And he said, "You know, Mom, there are times I feel so big that I can see the whole world. Oh, how I wish I had known Robert then." That was his epiphany, soon closed over by life and demands. And one day, I hope he'll be in a place where he can hear this as you are hearing it. My little granddaughter, Megan, had her imaginary friend, and her parents were very put off by this. And the imaginary friend's name was Nene. Thank God I had the presence of knowing. I said, "Make room for Nene at the dinner table. She's very real to Megan." And now I know that she was accompanied and kept company by a little friend. One day in Australia, while Robert was at work, I discovered a CD and played it. Was I permitted to hear this? It was Simeon telling of his and Robert's existence. I sat, rapt, and thrilled. Robert came home and told me that I had just heard Simeon. And he explained to me that Simeon is his twin brother in another dimension. So Robert and Simeon comes to us from the outer regions of the universe with his perspective, and Robert is right here with us, giving us the message we have prayed for so long. One day, Robert began to transmit Simeon, and it continued every morning. And it was the highlight of the beginning of each day. And I would put the date on the recorder, and I'd hand it over to Robert, and Simeon would speak. And it was brilliant, and it was wonderful and exciting. And then one day, he stopped and told me, "Simeon is my friend too, and I can be in direct contact with him." Now, this is the best part. And I'm going to tell you that Simeon is your friend too. He is all of our friend. He is seeing it all and watching. And I, Barbara, am fulfilling why I came in the first place, to help, guide, and assist Robert here. He had been promised this before he came to Earth in 1986. My story as Robert's wife has been unfolding every day since we met. I transmit Simeon every morning. Now, I found this, and it sounds like Simeon, but it also sounds like my friend David, and I love it, so I'm going to say it. Sing a song of Robert and discover if you are in tune. His song is always sounding. Are you in tune with Robert? For to be in tune with Robert, you enjoy the gift of your being. It's true. And I think this is a life learning. Tune yourself to Robert. Your pitch might waver, but the steadiness and total kindness of Robert will always beam you to your own perfect pitch, not anyone else's, as I had experienced before. That's very precious. And I have this lovely quote from Rumi. When I am silent, I fall into a place where everything is music. He's also told me, be the authority in your own world of magic and miracles. And I share this with you. Remain as an individual with your own world where you have brought your gifts. And the most important thing is pledge allegiance to yourself. Just the other day, I love every morning when I write to Simeon, and I always say, I eagerly await your words today. And then he gives me a word, and then I look it up and get the dictionary meaning, and then he adds to it. And this morning, one day last week, it was euphoria. And sometimes these words come and I go, what? Where did he get that from? I got it. It came to me. So euphoria is your word for today. And in parenthesis, feeling of intense excitement and happiness. And then he wrote, that is your natural state. Protect it and do not let anyone in to interrupt it. This is important love Simeon. I love this. And the more I love it, the more I feel all of you can be in touch with Simeon. I know that last week we were FaceTiming after one of the broadcasts, and our friend Adrian in Scotland said he was sure Simeon was there with him. And I don't doubt it. Many have reported the presence of Simeon. He's wonderful. And he is there to support us all. But what's happening is Robert is supporting us and making sure we get over the fence so that we can grow and become who we came here to be. And it's the same with all of you. So instead of 2 voices in 3 broadcasts, we have 3 voices, and I am hoping that there'll be more people broadcasting. If not electronically, he's doing it already. If not electronically, you'll broadcast the good news and tell people about this. I have another page here. One moment, please. Okay. Some of you know that my brother Bob passed a couple of years ago. And, oh, I know what I just came back. Thank you. He passed a couple of years ago, and Bob's life was not easy. He was an actor, and he wanted so much to love and be loved. And now he comes here and hangs out with us very often. And I see his smile, and I see his joy. And the best part of it is that Robert sees him too. And Robert said the other day, this is so important that I've put it on my phone. And I keep it with me. And it's so easy to get. It's a portion. I didn't realize it was a portion of the writing. But I remember I was at the kitchen sink, and there's a casement window, and Robert walks up and down the breezeway, and he appeared at the window. Oh, I just remembered something I want to tell you. And he said, no rules, no methods, everything works fine. Nothing is wrong because there is a miracle for everything and a multitude of marvelous outcomes that can never be repeated and continues forever. My brother, Bob, has found that. And the one little point I want to tell you is that the day I moved in with Robert in Australia, my suitcase was at my feet, and we were standing there, And Robert said, no rules and no thoughts between. So I offer you no rules, freedom, enjoyment, and loving yourself first. It is so good to be with you. I think you can feel my excitement because we have only just begun. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to download vouchers. And we wish you perfect life, perfect health, and an extremely magic future. Thank you.